What got you liking fishing so good?
Let's see.
Huh?
Well, I grew up here on the East Coast, right here in the North River area of Beaufort, North Carolina, actually, and grew up in a fishing family. We had a shrimp boat when I was a little girl, and I can remember we used to shrimp on the weekends when my dad wasn't working. We would go out and as a family and shrimp and work the waters. I learned fishing at an early age. I was taught by a family that we've spent probably 90% of our life on the water.
Well, you grew up right here.
I grew up, we had a shrimp boat. My father, he shrimped, my brothers, they shrimped, and we all had a family thing going on when it comes to fishing. I've loved the water my entire life. I've loved being on it, and that was one of the biggest things about traveling with the music industry is when I traveled with the original Oak Ridge Boys, we used to go out and to a lot of the bigger cities and places all over the East Coast singing. But I sure missed home, and I missed being on the salt, that's for sure. I'm an old salt girl, I'll tell you. I love being on the water and anything to do with it, so I couldn't wait to get home and enjoy what it is I love enjoying the most, and that is being on the water and
Well, you
fishing.
right here at Harper's Island all these years.
Grew up right directly across from Harper's Island, North Carolina, and
This is Harper's Island.
this is one of the most beautiful areas of the Crystal Coast that you can ever come to. It is. Crystal Coast is beautiful here in eastern North Carolina, and we have some of the greatest fishing opportunities here, and all the people that live here have salt in their bones, that's for sure.
You fished with your brother too.
Yes, I did. Had a brother. He was killed in 1984. His name was Michael, and
I was in Wilson when that happened.
I used to fish with him a lot, and you know, one of his greatest enjoyments was being in the outdoors and deer hunting and fishing and that sort of thing. So, you know, fishing is just second nature to me, along with music and what I do for a career. Fishing is one of my greatest hobbies. And of course, kayak fishing sure opened up a new world to that, you know, and I learned a lot of that from you. Michael, you've been quite an inspiration to me when it comes to fishing and learning different things and learning about your life and the things that you've done on the water in different areas of this state, for sure, and other states as well. But you have quite a history with fishing and being on the water.
I gotta be
I
on
have to give you a lot of credit on that.
Got to be on the one way or the other.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about what generated your interest in fishing and being on the water.
Well, like I say, you know, Daddy, my father caught, he was in the Blue Marlin tournament in 1962. The Big Rock tournament right here in Millville.
The Big Rock Blue Marlin, yes.
He was entered in 1962.
Right.
I was about 5 or 6 years old, and the second or third day of the tournament, he caught a 400-some pound blue marlin along with in that tournament. And when he did, they brought the fish in and waited, and they brought me down here to see it. But I was just a little bitty fella,
Right.
and they let me walk on the fish, and I thought it was Moby Dick. I thought that was the greatest thing in the world.
Isn't that great? You know, you get to stand on the winning fish. You know, Michael Jordan came to the area this year and fished the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. That was really something, having an NBA basketball star come in the area and join with us on such a wonderful tournament, and be a part of that. That was awesome. We got to see his plane, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And
It started way back in the early 50s, Big Rock.
Right.
52,
And
I
the
think.
year your father was the.
Yeah.
Now, am I correct? Your father was involved with it when Dr. Allen.
Yeah.
And that's part of the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament history.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Allen out of Raleigh, North Carolina. He caught the winning marlin. In what year? That was
1962.
62, right?
On his own boat. He built his own boat.
Right. 1962. He built his own boat. Went out fishing by himself. And am I correct? And they have a film of this at the Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. Has a film of that piece of history, and he was filmed. They had to shoot the sharks away from his boat so that he could bring the gaff fish up next to it. That is very, very big part of history.
And he brought that fish in alone, tied to the side of the boat.
That's something unheard of today, with all the new GPS and technology and everything that everybody's using.
They didn't have that.
They didn't have this Garmin technology, back then, and he used a compass and equipment that we hardly ever turn to anymore. And but that was quite a wonderful piece of history. And so your father was second place in that tournament with Dr. Allen,
For
correct?
a few days, yeah.
Oh,
And-
amazing.
And Dr. Allen.
And your father's name was Joseph Hodges,
Joseph
correct?
Hodges.
Awesome.
And he fished the same week that Dr. Allen fished in 1960.
Right. So Michael, you're really, you carry around a piece of history with you,
He
Um,
got me interested in fishing.
honestly. Learned from your father.
I
Isn't that
wanted to catch
amazing?
one.
It's amazing what you learn when you are young, and how we grow and do what our learned behavior. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what generated my interest in it as well, was family. And there's just nothing like it. Honestly, you can get away from the world's troubles and come out here. You don't have to put a mask on. Get away from that coronavirus for a bit. That's for sure. We are so proud that you come and joined us today. We thank you for coming to be a part of Somewhere Up a Creek, and we ask you to continue to keep up with us. Join us on YouTube, and also come and join us on Facebook.com and look for Somewhere Up a Creek. And we also have a fishing group called Somewhere Up a Creek Fishing Group that we would love for you to come and subscribe and join. And on our YouTube videos, Mike and I do a lot of fishing videos, and we would just ask you to come and support the channel and subscribe, and let us be a part of you as well, and that we can see your stories and hear what you've got to say about your wonderful fishing adventures.
And don't
Again,
forget the big trout that's coming up.
absolutely. We got the big trout tournament from Chase and Tails
Now
that's
what,
coming up.
January?
Mike and I are in that, and they've already started taking the name for people and taking them on for signing in for the tournament. So come on in, join the tournament, have a lot of fun with us this fall through the winter. It's going to be wonderful. Can't say enough about it, and we've been a part of it every year, haven't we?